Discover 11 moments where football fans overstepped boundaries, pushing the limits of acceptable behavior. Join us as we explore these shocking incidents that left the football world in disbelief. Number 11. Scotland fans ransack Wembley. Everybody loves to beat the English, and none more than the Scots. So when Scotland beat England 2-1 in a home championship decider at Wembley in 1977, sending the title north of the border, the Tartan Army's joy could not be confined to the stands. In the ensuing pitch invasion, thousands ran onto the field, and in one of the 1970s most iconic football images, one fan caused the goal frame to split in two as he climbed onto the crossbar. Number 10. Swedish fans' silent protest. You would expect the atmosphere at a derby match anywhere in the world to have a vociferous atmosphere, and usually the Stockholm derby would be no exception. However, the first 10 minutes of a match between local rivals Djurgården and AIK in the 2011 season was played out against the backdrop of complete silence from the 24,000 supporters in the Rasunda Stadium. The fans were taking a stance against what they saw as being demonized by the media and authorities and exploited by their clubs. They may have been silent, but they made their point heard. Number 9. Doctor at White Hart Lane helping revive Muamba. The football world was stunned back in March 2012 when Bolton midfielder Fabrice Muamba collapsed in the middle of the White Hart Lane pitch. That anguish turned to relief when it was announced that the midfielder had been resuscitated in the hospital. In the outpouring of thanks for those who helped him stay alive, it emerged that one of those who did so was a Spurs fan. Andrew Diener was more than that, of course. He also happened to be a consultant cardiologist at the London Chest Hospital. He assisted emergency staff in their immediate treatment of Muamba. Number 8. The career of Jimmy Jump. Jaume Marquet, or E. Cot, as he is known to his mother, has achieved worldwide notoriety for his penchant for invading major sporting events. The Catalan clown has run onto the pitch during many high-profile football games. Shortly before the start of the 2010 World Cup final, he sprinted onto the pitch and almost managed to place a hat on the trophy before disappearing underneath a bundle of security guards. Number 7. Everton fan handcuffs himself to post. 5 minutes before the end of the first half, local man John Foley ran onto the pitch and before anyone could stop him, handcuffed himself to one of the goalposts. Foley was protesting against his daughter's unfair dismissal from low-cost airline Ryanair and managed to halt proceedings for about 5 minutes before his bonds were removed with bolt cutters. Number 6. Magdeburg fans know where the goal is. Recent years have seen a significant rise in both the quality and quantity of pieces of fan choreography at football matches. Every England match at Wembley is preceded by the home fans at either end of the pitch holding up colored cards to display 2 giant St. George flags. One such Milan derby saw fans of AC and Inter display huge banners goading the other side that took up most of the space behind the goals, and Borussia Dortmund supporters unveiling a huge skull. On a far smaller scale, but much more humorous, however, were the fans of German 4th Division side FC Magdeburg, who succeeded in ending the team's 5-match goal drought by bringing large fluorescent arrows to the ground to show their team where the goal was. Number 5. Pig's head for Luis Figo. When the intensity of a fixture becomes just too much for some people in the crowd, be it due to the rivalry between the teams on the field, hatred for a particular player, or just one too many pre-match aperitifs, objects can get thrown onto the pitch. Surely the most famous and infamous missile ever thrown onto the field of play was that which was hurled from the crowd during Real Madrid's 0-0 draw at Barcelona in 2002. One home fan at the Nou Camp, fed up with seeing former Barça hero Luis Figo playing in the white of Real, decided to express his ire the only way he knew how, by throwing a pig's head onto the field as the Portuguese prepared to take a corner. Such a comical missile serves to obscure the seriousness of other things, but seriously, a pig's head? Incredible. Number 4. Sepp Blatter feels British wrath. London 2012 was hailed as an enormous success, in part because of the joyously warm welcome the British public gave the world during the Games. Everyone received it seems, except for one man. At the women's football final at Wembley, FIFA president Sepp Blatter, the man who once said that female footballers should wear tighter shorts if they wanted to make themselves more marketable, was booed by the 80,000-strong crowd, which was a record for a women's Olympic football game. There was even a sign in the crowd called Blatter, the Swiss family's robbing son, a great bit of wordplay that summed up how the British public felt about the most powerful man in football. Number 3. Let's drink with Kaiser. In August 2023, Kaiser Chiefs coach Molefi Ntseki admitted his team was second in everything as they capitulated to a 1-0 defeat to TS Galaxy at Mbombela Stadium, where Amakosi's new coach had missiles thrown at him as he left the field. Cans and empty bottles were thrown as Ntseki exited the field, protected by a police officer's riot shield, the supporters frustrated at a start to the season where Amakosi had one win from 4 league and cup games. Such actions from supporters could not be justified, but were also concerning for Chiefs, as it was markedly early in the new head coach's tenure for such scenes to occur. Ntseki admitted in his post-match interview with SuperSport TV that the Chiefs were not sharp enough in the contest against a fired-up Galaxy, who had 2 wins from 3 games so far. Very disappointed with the loss, but I can attribute it to a few things, the coach said. We did not look as sharp as we were supposed to be. We were second in almost everything. Number 2. Enkelman gets Brum deal. In 2002, Birmingham City's promotion to the Premier League meant their home clash against Aston Villa was the first second city derby in almost 2 decades. The defining moment of that 3-0 home win was Villa keeper Peter Enkelman letting Olaf Melberg's throw-in roll under his boot and into the net. The rules may state that a goal cannot be scored straight from a throw, but no one thought about that at the time, and the officials gave the goal. Fans running onto the pitch during a game is not condoned around these parts, but the Birmingham fan who entered the St. Andrew's field of play to mock and goad Enkelman and made many of the next morning's back pages. Number 1. Bottles for De Bruyne. The FA launched an investigation after Manchester City midfielder Kevin De Bruyne was pelted with objects by Arsenal fans last year. De Bruyne was one of the key architects of City's 3-1 Premier League win at the Emirates Stadium, picking up a goal and an assist. He was also involved in an altercation with Mikel Arteta after the Arsenal manager kicked the ball away as he was trying to take a throw-in. After being substituted for Calvin Phillips in the 88th minute, De Bruyne had to walk around the pitch to get to the City dugout. During his walk, plastic bottles and other objects were thrown at him by angry Arsenal fans. The FA confirmed that they will investigate the incident, which was included in referee Anthony Taylor's report. The body will work with Arsenal to assess CCTV footage and try to identify the fans responsible. A spokesperson for Arsenal told Mirror Football, "We are studying CCTV, and if we are able to identify the culprits, they will be subject to strict sanctions. This is unacceptable and will not be tolerated." De Bruyne, who was not hit by any of the objects thrown at him, was calm throughout and later made light of the incident on social media. He posted 2 pictures on his Instagram story with the captions, "Beer anyone?" and "Thanks."